everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing really well. 2018 is almost over, which is insane. I can't believe how fast 2018 has gone. So since the new year's upon us, it's time to make resolutions and what we want to do in the next year, and the first thing I do is make a wish list. So I thought I would quickly share what I have on my wish list with you. I love to make wish lists now, and I really try my hardest to stick to them and not buy things on a whim. When I buy things on a whim, they usually don't work out. So I've made a wish list, and I'm hoping to only buy things that are on my wish list. And I can update my wish list, but if I see something that I like, I have to go away and think about it. So I'm going to start with something that's been on my wish list for a long time. It's actually #1 on my wish list, and the next luxury item I purchase, fingers crossed, will be the Louis Vuitton Horizon suitcase in the size 50. I have loved that suitcase since it first came out, but I have just never been able to justify the price for something that's going to get beaten up. Like, you can look after it as much as you like, but there's going to be times when you're traveling where it's going to get damaged or it's going to get beaten up. There hasn't been many reviews on YouTube for that suitcase, so I haven't been able to make a informed decision on whether I should get it, but it's on my wish list and I really think I'm going to get it. And I travel a lot, so I feel like I would make really good use out of it. I just have to be okay with it getting damaged. And staying with the traveling items, I also really want the Louis Vuitton king size toiletry pouch. And I want that for my suitcase, basically. I want a really nice toiletry pouch to go inside my really nice suitcase. So that item will only get purchased after I purchase my suitcase. And the last thing that goes in the miscellaneous section is the Louis Vuitton bag holder. I think it looks really cool. I think it's like a set that goes together, so I would like to add that too, but that's like almost $500, I'm pretty sure. And for such a tiny little thing, it's really expensive. But I do want a bag holder in the set. It doesn't have to be from Louis Vuitton, but it is on my luxury wish list. Let's move on to clothing. So clothing is something that it's also like my traveling items, where I'm worried to spend a lot of money on it just in case I can't fit into it anymore or I don't like it anymore. I feel like it could get wasted. But I do want to get another Burberry trench coat. I want a longer, more classic style. The one I have now is a lot more casual and not really the real trench style. So I do want to get one that's a trench style and a little bit longer. I'm unsure on the color yet. I'm undecided between a black and a light beige, but I'm not sure yet. But that's definitely on my wish list. And I was looking through the Burberry sales, but there was nothing that I liked. And another piece of clothing that I've really wanted to add to my collection for a very long time is the Balmain blazer. And it was on sale on Black Friday a couple weeks ago, but I took it to my cart, and then I got really nervous because it was still $2,000 and it was on a piece of clothing. I couldn't go through with it. This item has been on my wish list for years. It's been on my wish list, it's gone off my wish list, it's come back on my wish list, but I feel really nervous about spending that much money on a piece of clothing. So it's staying on my wish list for now. If I can get it for like a super steal price, which I doubt I can get it for any less than like $1,700, I will get it. So that's it for clothing. Because I don't really like to spend a lot on clothing, it's more outerwear pieces that are on my wish list. So we'll move on to jewelry. The #1 item on my jewelry wish list is the Cartier Just Un Clou ring. I have loved the Just Un Clou ring for ages, but I always thought the original version, I just always thought it was a little bit too thick for my fingers because I've got short fingers, so a lot of rings don't really look that good. But I just always thought it was so big. So when the new range came out, I was like, yes, I'm going to get that. However, when I buy jewelry pieces, they have to have some sort of milestone, and I haven't had another milestone since getting this bangle, so I have to wait. Next time I reach a milestone, it's definitely going to be the ring that I'm going to get. And another piece of jewelry that I'd like to add to my collection is the Van Cleef & Arpels 5 motive bracelet. I really would like to add that to my collection one day too, so that's going to stay on my wish list. Let's move on to shoes now. So shoes and handbags are the only categories that I have left, and they're going to be my big ones. The first is the Hermes Oran sandals. I believe that's what they're called. I love those shoes, but I've just never been able to find a color in my size that I have liked. So I've looked in many Hermes stores and I just haven't been able to find a color, and I don't want to rush and buy it just because they have my size, because they're really popular at the moment and they're quite hard to get a hold of. So I'm just going to wait there's no pressure, there's no stress, so I'll wait. And I do need another nice pair of sandals in my collection. And sticking on sandals, I'd also love to add these Dior sandals to my collection. I love Dior. I tried those sandals on when I was in Melbourne last time. The size was a little bit too small. Once I get my size, I think I would definitely purchase that because I really love that Dior print that they've got going on. And now, sticking with Dior, I also really want to get the Dior black sneakers, but I think they're like 1,200 Australian dollars, and I find that too expensive for a pair of sneakers. Like, that's the kind of price I pay for a really nice pair of heels, but sneakers for me are so casual that I just feel like that's too high of a price tag. However, in terms of cost per wear, I wear sneakers all the time, so I think I would probably get a lot out of it. Like, I've tried it a bunch of times and I've just never been able to say yes when I see the price tag for a pair of sneakers. But I don't have any black sneakers, so I really feel like it's missing from my wardrobe. So in the future, hopefully I will add it to my collection. The next item I would like to add to my collection is the Manolo Blahnik Nadira heel. I've never seen those in real life. I've just seen them on Instagram and YouTube, and I really like them. I need to really try them on and see what they look like on me, because I used to have the classic Hangisi flats on my wish list, but when I tried them on, I just didn't feel like they suited me and I just didn't like it on, so that went off my wish list. So I've still got the Nadiras on there because I haven't been able to try them, but I would like to try them. And lastly on my shoe wish list is just a pair of nude heels. I don't have any nude heels. All my heels are pretty much black, so I don't know which one yet. I do love Gianvito Rossi heels because they are so comfortable. I have a pair of black heels and they're just the most comfortable shoes ever, but I just haven't found a nude that's going to be right for my skin color. I know that Christian Louboutin does tons of nude shades, but they're so uncomfortable that I just can't get them. So I'm on the hunt for a nice nude pair of shoes. Now, moving on to my favorite and longest category, which is handbags. I love handbags. They're my most favorite accessory ever, so I have the longest list for handbags. So the first is a Fendi Peekaboo. I have been after a Fendi Peekaboo for years. However, I've just kept swapping with sizes because sometimes I wanted the big, then I liked the mini, and I just couldn't decide on the size. I actually did purchase, I think it was the large size, at David Jones on sale for like $2,000. However, it was really soft and dented and it just looked really old. And I was in this mindset, oh my gosh, it's on sale, so I just have to get it. But when I got home, I just wasn't happy with it. So the next day I went and returned it. So I almost had a peekaboo in my collection, but it wasn't working out. Now I'm really liking the mini peekaboo, and I think that's probably the size that I want to add to my collection. I have tried it on a bunch of times, but they've got so many varieties and colors that I just haven't been able to pick the one that really sings to me. Another bag that's actually really new on my wish list is the Loewe puzzle bag. When I was in Melbourne last time, I went to the Loewe store and I decided to try the puzzle bag on. The sales assistant that I had was so nice. He was like the nicest guy ever, and he was helping me find everything, and I loved it. I loved the small size. I had only ever seen the larger size before, and that was too big for me, and so I really liked the small size. It was in a tan color, and it was something missing from my wardrobe, and I thought it would be perfect for traveling. But since it was the first time I'd seen it, I have to go away, think about it. If I'm still thinking about it, then obviously I want it, and I'm still thinking about it, so it's on my wish list now. The next bag is a mini Lady Dior. I want the mini just to complete my collection. The Lady Dior handbag is such a beautiful handbag and I love it so much. I've got the I've got the medium and the small, and I would really like the mini size. I really wanted the supple leather in the mini, but they're very hard to find, and I don't want black, and it's usually black or navy, and I want a fun color. If it's not a fun color, I really want the gray. I love the gray. The gray that they have in the small size is stunning. It's so pretty, but I don't want another small size, so I have to wait to find the perfect color and the perfect leather. Another handbag that I would really like to add to my collection is another classic, and it is the Chanel reissue bag. I like to have all the classics in my collection, and I feel like from Chanel, the reissue bag is probably the only other one that I would like to own. I don't know about the color that I would like. I don't want a black, I don't want a navy, I don't want a dark color. I am thinking about possibly getting like a beige or like a nude color. I think that would be really nice, and I don't have a lot of nude handbags, so I think that would be a really nice bag to add to my collection. I also like the Chanel Gabrielle bag. but it's an item that I'm not 100% sure about. Like, I really like the small size, and I like the fact that you can wear it on both shoulders. It comes with like 4 different hardwares. It just seems like a really nice bag, but I don't know how I feel about the fact that the top part of the bag is going to soften and the bottom is going to remain rigid. It's a bag that's on my wish list, but it's like not a certain bag that I'm going to buy. I also really love the Gabrielle backpack. If I had to choose between the two, I would get the backpack. I love it. It's so pretty. I really want to add it to my collection. When I see it on Instagram, I love it so much. But it is so expensive, and I struggle to spend that much money these days. I've looked at the bag so many times and I never can go through with it. It is a beautiful bag, and I think because of the high price tag, that's probably what's deterring me from purchasing it, but definitely a handbag that's on my wish list, or backpack that's on my wish list, should I say. And then we've got the Hermes Kelly and Constance that I would like to add to my collection, not anytime soon, but if the moment arises, I would like to add it to my collection. I have always been a Kelly over a Birkin person. Kelly has always been the bag that I liked more. I love the structured Kelly. I can't remember what it's called right now, but I like the structured Kelly, and probably a Kelly 28, I think. That would be the dream, and also an Hermes Constant, but it's not like I need it right now or I want it right away. I would rather get the other bags on my wish list first. Another bag that's on my wish list right now is the Chloe test bag. I've been seeing it a lot on Instagram and I actually really like it. However, with Chloe, I feel like Chloe's bags are very trend orientated bags, and they go out of style like quite easily, so they're not super classic. And because I don't like to sell my bags, I'm not sure, like I can never pull the trigger. Like, I have had so many Chloe bags on my wish list, I've never been able to actually purchase them because I'm worried that I'm not going to love it forever and they're going to go out of style. So that's pretty much everything on my wish list. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you are lusting after for 2019, and thank you for watching my video. I'll see you next time. Bye.